Welcome to the Valt podcast. We are your car culture cultivators. We got the usual crew minus Sean plus Ian today. How are you guys all doing?
Pretty good. How are you guys on YouTube?
A little cold. It's a cold night in the warehouse, per usual.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what to say next.
What's the segue?
Let me look at
The
the
segue is do. Max Verstappen.
That's what was ringing in the ears of all the F1 team directors.
Oh, I'm sure.
Seeing
Yeah.
the testing times.
I'm sure. So what is the update in Formula One?
So
Mr. Max.
I'm not sure if y'all at home can guess, but do you guys want to gander who's going to be winning the season this year?
It's probably some dude named Lewis Hamilton this time, I'm sure.
I mean, he's racing the Ferrari, right? They always win, I think.
Well,
Ferrari.
it's
They
Ferrari.
always win. How could they not?
He's still in
Ferrari.
Mercedes this
They're
year.
so well.
No,
their
he's
pits.
gonna win because he's getting paid $100 million a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not on the track.
And he's
just
living
winning
in
at
Monaco,
life.
so there's
I
no
mean, you
tax.
know what makes Ferrari so dominant? It's their pit strategies. They're like so on the money with everything they do, pit related.
Yeah. I
So-
mean, about F1 itself, like the CEO of Formula E, which is the electric racing series,
Yeah.
he saw the testing times from first couple of days, and he said, if anyone other than Max wins the championship this season, I'm paying that driver $250,000.
Yeah, I believe it. So yeah, obviously Max is going to win. What do the numbers say, Joe?
So Verstappen is ahead in testing by over a second, 1.1 seconds to be exact,
Crazy.
which is a massive margin.
Where are they
in Formula
testing?
One.
Bahrain. Because
Wow.
UAE is kind of
1
eating
second. That's
up
crazy.
Formula One.
So that's a small tidbit, but that is happening. So in your Formula One season,
And a funny thing also, in relation to the testing news is, Mercedes has been trying to make a weird concept for their car. The
Yeah.
side part of the car works.
Didn't somebody else do that? Isn't Red Bull now running
Yeah,
this?
that's the funny part.
Something with no side pod?
Mercedes has been like breaking their head trying to make that concept work.
And Red Bull just
2 to
figured
3
it out,
years.
right?
And Red Bull came in this year and they just made a similar thing.
Yeah.
And they went 1.1 seconds
And it's
faster.
better, yeah.
Yeah. It's like New is like, I can fix it.
Yeah, crazy.
That was
In other
hilarious.
news,
Poor Mercedes.
Yeah.
people are complaining that their Cybertrucks are like surface rusting, but really, I think Jalopnik eases the tension. It's not really rust; it's just dirt. But
Really?
you know, I thought it was a funny article to
People
to bring
think
up.
it's rust, but it's just dirt.
It's like
it's-
some surface thing which wipes off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I heard a response from somebody at Tesla that said you just need to clean your car.
Scotch Brite.
Yeah, I saw that. It said just
Use
use Scotch
Scotch
Brite.
Brite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the problem with stainless steel like this, like shit's just gonna. I mean, there's nothing to permeate it. It's just gonna collect shit all over it.
Right.
So it's gonna look bad.
The user manual says don't let dead flies sit on the front of the
'cause
car overnight. You
The
have to wipe
pH
it.
level in the flies will mess up the skin
What?
of the car.
Something
That's so much effort.
Yeah, it's same with rain because rain is mildly acidic.
So you basically just want to wrap your car.
Well,
if you get a
there's
Cybertruck.
no clear coat on this. I'm assuming. So
So you could
it's-
just
if
do
it's
a full
pure metal.
PPF or clear coat it.
Yeah, you either
Or-
need a PPF it or wrap it.
You just don't buy a Cybertruck.
Yeah.
That's probably the best. the
Or you
best.
can like fill it with fridge magnets of different places you visit.
Oh, instead of stickers.
Yeah,
you
that's
just-
smart.
Just put
That'd be
fridge
really
magnets, like cover everything.
Really strong fridge magnets.
Yeah.
That'd be a super good idea.
Yeah.
I like that.
In other news, the Land Cruiser release pricing, it's pretty normal. But like, this is the first time I've ever seen the Land Cruiser.
The new one, you mean?
Haven't been paying attention to it.
Yeah, I
but
think it's pretty cool.
apparently it's like, I mean, it looks kind of nice.
Very defendery.
Yeah, Land Rover said, "Mom, they're
Yeah.
just stealing my homework. They're copying me."
I like it. I've always thought Land Cruisers are cool.
Apparently, it's
Yeah.
gonna get mid-20s in mileage. That's amazing.
That
right?
makes sense.
Yeah,
that's
that's
really
pretty
good
good.
for a Land Cruiser.
Are they going to make a hybrid version of it?
They
Or
have
anything?
a hybrid motor for the Tundra already that does some good damage. So
I'm sure they'll eventually make one.
This will be like the Bronco when it came out, like marked up by dealers.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
This
All
might
right,
be a.
so-
It'll be
mild
like the
hybrid.
Bronco, but it won't have 8 million recall issues.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be marked up and sold out for 3 years, something like that.
Yeah,
It's cool.
Yeah, at base the high MSRP is $76,000 fully loaded, probably for the Heritage
not
Edition
bad.
or whatever.
Toyota-
No, not really.
Toyota's bringing this in. They need to bring in that $20,000 pickup truck that they sell in Oz.
Yeah.
I hope so. We've been mentioning that on a couple podcasts. I hope they do bring that up.
I'll keep saying it until it happens. That and Suzuki needs to come back with the
I don't-
Jimny.
I don't really
Or
like.
the
I love
Swift.
that. Yeah, that's so cool.
I'm not a huge fan of the rear end of this. I get what they're trying to do with the front end. They're trying to make it look like an early '90s one, but like still, I don't know.
In general, is boxy stuff coming back? Like
It
Kia
seems like
also
it.
just
I mean, it's been
Just
bad.
remember,
Toyota's all
just
in.
remember that these photos that we're looking at here are from August 1st of 23. I think the production models look a little different now.
Yeah.
Good call out.
Yeah. But remember, buy an ugly car because you don't have to see it if you're sitting inside of it.
It's true.
It's true, and this thing was work. So,
Yep. I love LCs.
and then the last thing. This is I was reading this while I got here, but apparently, 261,000 GTIs have been recalled because a fuel pump can blow up.
Oh,
So this
Blow
is
up?
just some consumer
How
advice.
does
If
the
you
fuel
have,
pump blow up?
I didn't read the article.
That's crazy. Unwanted ignition source.
But basically, every GTI,
Huh.
the A3,
Oh, the charcoal
the
canister.
Golf.
Canister.
I mean, these are all GTIs.
Gets
You know it's true. They're all
Wow,
GTIs,
Joe, you owned
same
one of
motor.
these.
The E8
So did
triple
I.
eight, that motor. If you have one, get it serviced because it's just a bit of consumer advice. I mean, a lot of people that listen to us have these cars, so
Yeah. I mean, a lot.
don't
of
catch on fire. That's the advice.
That's like I have a recall on my Volvo that everybody with the R had. It's the Takata airbag recall, and I don't want to do it because if you do it, you lose the R symbol on your air. So like I'm willing to die for that.
Yeah.
You really get shrapnel lodged
Yeah,
into your
yeah, yeah.
jugular.
He really wants that R so
Yeah,
much
I
that
really
he's
need
strapped
my-
a claymore to his steering wheel.
Hey,
Boy, howdy, will that R look great when it's impressed into your forehead.
Yeah, when it is my forehead.
Yep. So that's the news. It's mostly good, some bad. So that takes us to the Vault News. First of all, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You're listening or watching this right now, hopefully on our YouTube. We post every single week.
We don't have breaks for ads.
We have no breaks for ads, and I really enjoy editing them, and they get better every week, in my opinion. So subscribe to our YouTube. It's free, and it requires 1 second of your effort. So I'll bring it to. I think all three of you guys went to Sunday Sun
were you at
Solano.
Solano? You weren't at
You
Solano.
weren't there.
You were at Solano.
Yep.
How was
No,
it?
I woke up on Sunday and it was just not happening.
It
I woke up
Sunday.
on Sunday too, but I was 100 miles away.
It was good. It was a great turnout. The weather was perfectly nice until like noon, which was great for us.
yeah. We pretty much
Right.
filled out 2 blocks. Yeah.
Yeah. I
was
sat in
more
the
than
bed
2
of
blocks.
Armand's truck for like 30 minutes.
Anything different that came?
There were
There-
2 bi-turbos that actually moved in their own.
Yeah,
Oh, they
that's
were in the
right.
front.
Whoa.
They
There
were in
were
the front.
two bi-turbos. I don't think I've ever seen the other one.
Yeah.
And it was actually in pretty nice shape. It was green.
They both moved on their
It
own.
was like
power.
really dark
That's-
green.
That's so unusual.
They
Usually
drove to the show and they drove away from the show.
and they made it home.
I don't know.
We don't
Okay,
know
that's
that. Yeah,
unclear.
that's
They
alleged.
drove at least like 3 blocks away. So.
So if you guys saw a bi-turbo on the side of the road on Sunday, you can tell that they successfully came back from a Cars and Coffee, but
Yeah.
didn't quite. They just came over a little Maserati.
Yeah.
He had to crank for like 20 seconds. for
Yeah,
it
I
to
saw
start.
that. No, I mean nothing super out of the ordinary. A lot of cool Porsches.
The usual Montreal was there.
Yeah,
The yellow Montreal.
man was there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. That guy with the what is that weird Chevy, like it's like a Suzuki Jimny.
Like the
squ-
Tracker?
yeah.
Squat.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? It's a 2-door pickup Chevy.
Oh,
It's
A
a
pickup?
stubby. It's a stubby Suzuki not Jimny. It's like convertible, but like a truck. Raised
It's
like
the
a truck.
orange one. It's always over there.
Yeah, no, it's
Guy
not.
actually
Is this
stopped by.
Suzuki, like the
Yeah.
X9 or X90 or whatever.
I don't. Yeah, it's a
It's
Chevy.
a blob. It's a blob.
Yeah, it's a very like 2002 kind of thing. That was
Sick.
there. Those are cool.
Yeah.
Nothing out of the ordinary though.
Cool.
It's a
Well,
good
I
time.
missed it, but I heard it was really good. So
Yeah.
guys.
We seem to find always the best sweetest spot in the weather, and during
I know, it's
Sundays,
we
really-
got really
lucky.
lucky.
it's
really
always
lucky.
it's nice
got
and
super lucky.
sunny. Yeah.
I had some people, even though I wasn't there, I had some people giving me like hourly updates because I
Nice.
was curious how things were going. And
It was
apparently-
quiet at the beginning. I think people wanted a late start, but it.
I think people were probably
It
concerned
was the
that there was
weather
going to be
because
raining.
Yeah,
the man in Cupertino that predicts the weather for the entire world said it was going to be raining that morning.
And it wasn't.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was
And
apparently really funny.
There was quite a few people who
man
passed
with
by,
Cupertino.
like interesting cars, who did not know the show was happening, but they were
Just
stopping
one
by to
guy.
ask what the show was
Oh,
and
really?
like what's going on. So they were
That's
like
fun.
interested in finding out what
The
it was.
meteorologist.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just one guy that looks out the window and goes, I think it's
Yeah,
it's
that's
gonna be raining over
definitely
there.
that's rain. That's right, guys. Call it off. It's
Guys,
rain.
yep.
It's over.
Yeah, his name is Apple,
So
Mr.
push
Apple.
it.
So that was good. A Vault drive is coming soon, probably in like 2 weeks or something. Hopefully the weather holds out. A lot of the roads these days in this area are washed up, so we have to kind of wait for that to dry up.
Yep.
But stay tuned for that. And then lastly, we're going to be starting a Cars and Barbecue
I
event,
can't wait for this. This will be fun.
which is in Point Richmond, and that's going to be starting in April.
I love, for anybody that doesn't frequent Point Richmond or just hasn't checked it out, there's so many cool spots up there. I mean, the downtown area is super cute. It's got a lot of good restaurants and cafes, and then up on the water, there's this big park. It's really nice. That
Yeah, so
area
this
is
will be in the
awesome.
downtown area.
Who's the
there's-
organizer?
Was that?
Cars and Barbecue organizer?
It's us.
Oh,
Yeah, so we're organizing it.
We'll probably cut that out, seeing as it's
No, it's fine.
ultimate.
It's a new-
It drives
new
it
event.
home that
a
it's
brand new
happening.
event. But there's a guy who has a food truck that parks in the back of the town that basically takes control of the whole parking lot and the outskirts of it on Sunday. So he reached
be
out
great.
to us and was like, "Let's make this happen. I'll be open for whatever you want." And so there'll be a full food truck there available for barbecue and all that stuff. And the barbecue's really good.
call
Rob's not excited about the cars or the fact it's in Port Richmond. He's just excited to get a meal.
It's super good.
You look so fucking
everything
hungry.
you could think about. Trust me, yeah, we haven't, and none of us have had dinner.
I was just over here like gnawing on leftover chicken and broccoli
I
from
saw
lunch.
it was I was depressed. It was depressing. He's just,
should
Yeah.
call it barbecue.
And then
Eventually
in
call it
final
barbecue.
Point Richmond,
There's
news,
gonna be food there.
we're also going to be doing things on the water at Point Richmond this year, and a lot of other things. So stay tuned for that. This is just the beginning of Point Richmond activities for the public. But yeah, that's the Vault news. So, project updates. Nothing really crazy for me.
I love my 300
I
SD
did
with this new tire.
Yeah, the diesel with tires so
So you
so
know this
much-
backstory, right? He had 20-year-old tires on his
Yeah.
300 SD, and he brought it
Yeah,
to the
so I
shop. and
drove
they
18,000 miles on
lambasted
them.
him for driving on those tires for.
how many miles did you do it?
18,000 miles.
18,000 miles on 20,
On-
30-year-old tires?
Yeah, 20-year-old.
A year and a half ago, I was thinking of borrowing the car for like a 2.5-hour drive, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't know. Those tires are like really sketchy. Like maybe
No, it was to LA.
It'll be okay,
It wasn't
it'll
2.5
make
hours. It was to LA. It was like 6 hours.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which is
It was
why I was
to LA.
like, probably not.
Yeah,
Look,
and that was a
but-
year and a half ago, and then he kept driving on it for another year.
Here's the scoop, though, is you probably could have just lent it to Robert because he's got a Claymore on his dashboard
Yeah.
and doesn't care.
Probably
Yeah.
less
Tires
safe.
is the
Yeah.
last thing that
Yeah.
Robert really
The diesel
cares
is
about.
probably more safe technically.
Yeah,
It's-
exactly.
Yeah,
Anyway, I love the car.
But did it actually like change?
It transformed the entire experience of the car.
I mean they were like, they were
They're
bad.
probably like chalky.
They
and
were
stuff.
bad.
Yeah.
It was
I
like
don't
driving
know
on
what they
cement.
were, but whatever happened to those tires, it transformed the car so much that the wagon feels not as interesting.
Oh,
and-
so you're like losing interest in the wagon?
I'm
maybe a
not
little
not
bit?
losing interest in the wagon. But
No, but really, I mean, if you are, it's fine.
it is
It's-
like when if I look at them
I'll buy it.
next to each other, the 124 and the 140 next to each other,
yeah.
the 140 is the car I pick every single time.
I think I'm first on his list to buy
The
that
124
That's why I'm
is a
trying to
car
push
that
it
I would
back.
take on like fun drives aesthetically. Like I took it to Monterey for my 1-year wedding anniversary, and like
That's sweet.
that's a vibe. Like it makes
Oh
sense.
my god, you've been married for a year.
I know.
Yeah,
We
no.
got. Wait, hold on. We got to roll
Whoa.
back because that should have been a part of the whole.
You've
like,
been married for a year.
I know.
Yeah, it was-
That's
So you have,
outrageous.
because this is like the most recent podcast, right? Since you'd gone on your anniversary or your
Yeah, it was like 3 days ago.
Yeah,
Something
so
like that.
you say something to your wife during this entire process.
The 18th.
You go happy anniversary. You
Yeah,
know,
but
you're
she's
a
not
public
looking at
for-
this.
Yeah,
I'm not
all
gonna
right,
say
never
that.
mind.
But anyway,
Happy anniversary, Allie.
Happy
I can't believe that
anniversary.
was a year ago. Your wedding was a year ago.
yeah, it's crazy, right?
Whoa.
All the funniest. So
I'm
the,
so ancient.
just going back to Joe's wedding, the funniest thing was being out front. We managed, not that I dislike Catholic weddings, it was actually really a unique
Here
experience.
we go.
Because-
Let's get some
No.
juicy takes.
It's because it's because Joe and Mike asked me to go out and move some cars around. So halfway
Yeah.
through it, I literally turned into like ultimate car guy.
Yeah.
And I went out and moved like
this
3
was out
different
front
cars.
of the chapel, right?
I gotta tell you, perfect wedding for me. I got to do like the whole Catholic ceremony at the beginning, car thing, and then open bar. And so
then-
the whole
Open bar.
so the whole thing worked out beautifully. Best wedding, 10 out of 10. Well, actually, no, I tell a lie. Second best wedding other than my own. But yeah, 10 out of 10, man.
Nice.
Yeah, happy
Nice.
anniversary to both of
Of course
y'all.
isn't. Yeah,
That was
it
a
was fun.
legendary
I
capture.
barely like it was kind of fast for me, so I didn't get to really enjoy it as much as you guys did. But
Welcome to being the groom on your wedding.
yeah, I kind of expected it. But anyway, first, I mean, you could really tell. I mean, just like a little tidbit. Obviously, these cars were built and sold in the same time period. And it's very obvious which one was more expensive.
Yeah.
The S-Class is substantially better driving
Yeah.
than the E-Class. But the E-Class is more like fun and like, you know.
So that's a good question, though, is like, have there been cars in the past that you've fallen out of love with?
Yeah, he's
that-
really started to not like his wagon, which is why he's going to sell it.
Well,
like, next
actually,
week
I was
to
At some
pretty.
junction, you have to roll up with just a checkbook and tell him, what do you want me to write the check
Yeah.
out for? Or
Yeah.
PayPal.
Or just
Venmo.
cash.
Yeah.
Or just bring him like
Do
just
cash,
envelope of
rolls
cash.
speak.
Yeah.
But no, it's actually like a really great question for car enthusiasts is there a car that you've fallen out of love with to the point that you've decided to sell it that maybe a new set of brakes, brake pads, and a new set of tires would have
Would
maybe
change.
fixed the entire
Yep.
car for you?
And like
Interesting.
it was a substantial change. Like the 320 was like my daily for a little bit, and
Yeah.
now that the S Class has tires, it's like the wagon has almost become like a weekend car.
I got to tell you, the thing that I've got in my brain right now is, remember the Flintstones, how Fred Flintstone
Yeah,
drove
yeah.
around on literal rocks as
Yeah.
tires?
Yeah.
That's what
That was
yeah.
Joe.
That was what it was?
Yeah, it was really bad.
It was
I mean,
bad.
But with cracks on them.
I didn't know it was
Yeah,
bad, but
crumbling
but it was
rocks.
bad.
Just
Like,
The date codes on the tires are freaking Roman numerals. You
BC
knew you were in
400.
trouble.
I was getting like death wobbles and all this stuff, and I kind of just figured it's 320,000 miles on the car.
That's why they were
salvaged
squealing
twice.
when I was like driving gently through Highway 9 in the
Yeah,
300
at that point, I kind of didn't know it was unsafe.
He gave it to me for a whole week during Car Week 2022.
Yeah.
And I gently pushed it through Highway 9. It was like, quite terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, now it's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, I still love both cars. I choose the diesel to go places, and I choose the wagon to go to occasions. Which
Yeah.
we'll talk about later because that's part of the podcast episode.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any cars that fit that description, though, Ian, to your question. I think all of my cars are either pretty nice or just absolute terrible dog shit, horrible little
Stop cursing your car.
unbelievably bad things that I just wish I had never bought.
I'm like,
That's like they're so far past a brakes and tires.
Roadworthiness.
Yeah. Like
that's going back to that Fred Flintstone simile. Is you actually have the holes through the footwells that you have to push the car
I don't have
along.
any rusty stuff, but yeah, I mean, I would rather have that.
I
than
just
my
tires are like the first thing that anyone should put on a new car, right? That
Yeah.
they get, like
Yeah, yeah.
even used new.
Makes a big difference.
Because usually the tires that come from the factory, BMWs get the ugly ass run flats that just are hard as nails and they're not performance tires at all.
Yep.
The first things you want to do is get a really nice set of performance tires on the car and sort of
Yep.
change the dynamics of that entire
It's
thing.
crazy
so-
how much of a difference. I think that's like one thing that the average consumer. I don't know. I think I said this last podcast, but
Yeah,
it's
I
like
mean-
the biggest thing that the average consumer overlooks.
Yeah.
is the effect tires have on
You know,
your car.
we I drive a daily is my Kia Telluride, which is a fantastic rig, but I immediately swapped it out with Pirellis, just because it's an SUV and it rolls like a pig and it drives like a pig, but I like the fact that the Pirellis have less road noise and the fact that the thing that if I am driving in the mountains or in the up, Napa where I live and it's raining out, which it's been doing nonstop for the past 6 months. Please stop.
We're close. We're getting close.
It's like
It
a
feels like
biblical
6
rain.
months. It feels like 6
You're
months.
from the UK.
I left the UK.
All you have is rain and beans.
The funniest thing is, so
and haggis.
I left the UK for that very reason. It was I don't want to have snow or rain anymore. So now the rain's come here, followed me.
Yeah.
But no, I want to have the confidence and get off of like cheap ass tires. So
Yeah,
I'm just curious.
You're gonna put some R compounds on the Telluride.
On there, Telluride.
Yeah,
We're
used
gonna.
as a camera car for Haggerty. For
No,
Jason,
Jason,
too much-
if you're
there's-
listening.
There's too much crap in the back. That's the problem.
Oh, Joe, you. I feel like a fitting project update is your new watch for anybody that's watching this
Yeah.
into watches.
I mean, last week I mentioned I was going to buy the watch, so this week I just wanted to. I did buy the watch.
Can you pass it around so I can look?
Yeah. So it's this. You can't see it, and for the last, but
It's this.
I'm gonna do this because it's like very.
Oh, is that the wine?
ASMR.
Is that? Oh, that's the. Okay.
diver dial thing?
Yeah.
I
you
thought
can
that
pass
was
it
your
around.
winder. I was like, that is scary.
No,
So what's
light.
what is the ooh,
Here, feel this one. If you want to
thickety.
feel the comparison between an old one and a new one
Yeah, so it's
That's,
the Tudor
that's
Black
an
Bay
old
54.
one and that's a fake.
that I bought from
This
Joe.
Yeah,
That's real, I promise.
This is bad.
This is bad.
So
Yep.
this is new
This is nice.
tires and
This
those are old
feels
tires.
It feels more similar to my SKX.
Yeah,
Is
it's
this
small.
is this you know how many turns this is, or
It's
how many?
60. It's
60?
Yeah.
Here, give me the. I want to see the watch. I want to do
No,
some
I'm
clickety
experiencing it right now. You can wait your turn.
Oh,
But
But what's the depth rating on this thing?
200. So you could die.
200
You
no,
could
no,
die
no, no.
so
200. I'm not
early.
spending money on a watch. I've got my perfectly fine Apple Watch that I spent $100 on because it was used. Because
Oh, dude, the size
broke
is
as hell.
so good.
It's perfect, right?
But
yeah.
Although if they made this
so
in a-
you
like
could
a-
dive. You could dive to 200 meters if you decided to.
in like a 40 or
You
what
could-
is this? Is it a 38?
You could get into
It's a 37. You can get a
submersible.
58. And that.
That's
I can't tell if
58.
that's.
You might die, but
No,
the watch
the
will
Black
survive.
58 is a 38 minutes. So there's
tell
one
if
that's
that's
1
too
millimeter
recent.
I
bigger.
feel like a
Ocean Gate.
39 would be nice too.
Ocean Gate
I
certified.
don't know. I
watch.
like this a lot.
Yeah, it
The
can get as
bracelet.
deep
The
as the Ocean
bracelet.
Gate.
I think the bracelet's different.
The bracelet's updated versus
Slightly.
the
This
yours.
is mine is a lot thicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, yours tapers more. That's mine.
I guess I'm just never seeing this fucking watch, eh?
And I also just appreciate
his,
how
that's
much
Robert's.
how much thinner the
So you know the
Cases.
You know that one. So I took Robert out to lunch with a group of us after that event at Sonoma Raceway, and I wanted to see if I could steal Robert's watch.
Showed it to him too.
And so Robert.
I was
sat
there.
at-
I was there with him.
Robert sat at the table, and he's for some reason he's taking his watch off. I think he's like.
I always take it off when I eat or like work or you know.
Okay, I didn't know that. But
Yeah.
either way, it made a perfect opportunity for me just to snag his watch and just chuck it in my pocket and see what happens.
Yeah.
And I think it didn't happen until we were leaving the restaurant.
The whole
And
time.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
the
was
whole
the whole
time.
time.
I think
had
I
his
ate the
watch.
whole meal, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
So,
we stood up and I was like, who
if
has
you
my
guys want a really nice tutor,
It was actually the whole time until you brought it up because you needed to go home.
I had to go home. So yeah, if any, this is my top tip for the day. If you're shopping for a new watch, just take Rob out to lunch, and you could get. Well, I mean, it's a used Tudor, but it's still a very nice watch.
They're still what do they still go for like 3,800?
They go for this probably the same price that whatever I sold it to you. I mean,
Mine is not in very good condition.
They hold their value unless you destroy them.
Yeah,
But, like,
mine's pretty. And if you give me 20 years, it'll go up in value because of the
Yeah, because it'll have
patina.
patina.
But yeah, I wear mine every day and I bang it on stuff and you know.
clicky.
I mean, I guess if I polished it and stuff, a lot of it.
Alright.
Yeah, if you don't polish, it doesn't matter. It's a
I have
Tudor.
like literal dents in my case.
That's good. That's
Which
what
is
they're. That's
crazy.
what. That's what Tudors are all. Are
It's like
for.
when you see those guys with like the old Daytonas or
They're the
whatever.
Rolex. They're owned by Rolex. This company's owned by Rolex, and it's the sister brand, which is supposed to be the cheaper, and it's the cheaper alternative. So beat the shit out of these, and then, you know, I mean that's the
Spend
whole
money
point.
on something
Yeah,
nice.
it's like Fender versus Squier, which is it's something that I actually understand is guitars.
Yeah,
but the funny thing is, this is a whole world that I have zero
You don't want to get
knowledge.
into it.
I don't want
It's
any.
actually
don't get
really.
into
It
it.
is a really nice
It's-
thing. Like I actually really do enjoy wearing this. Watch
You would
every day.
enjoy
It's
it, and then you would end up spending 40 grand on watches.
Yeah, I'm happy with just
Yeah,
whatever.
just never
nonsense.
ever wear it. Like never wear this. Like just look at it, don't ever wear it.
The thing that it cracks me up though is that I was traveling with someone who had flown in from Texas and they had really never been in the state before, had any sort of relation, and we're driving from my place through Oakland down to Monterey, right? So we're just taking the highway, easy peasy. So he's like, gets the opportunity to go through Oakland. He's like, oh man, Oakland's brutal. It doesn't look great at all. And then as we start getting closer to Monterey, you'll notice that the side signage on the side of the road gets nicer and nicer and nicer until you
Patek
hit Monterey
Philippe
and you see the
watches.
Patek Philippe one,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
holy crap, what zip code am I?
I know
Yeah,
exactly
it's
what
like
it is.
$180,000.
exactly.
Yeah,
And
I know what you're talking about too.
But
You're on one-on-one,
the
right?
thing is, I had no relation, like no regard to what that meant. I just thought it was a watch. And he goes, oh my God, there's a billboard on the side of the, usually it's like McDonald's or some shit
Right.
like that.
Who needs to be
He goes,
reminded about
"It's a
Patek Philippe."
Patek or Patek,
That's where I
whatever."
bought the watch. I bought the watch at that store.
I go, what
And I
does
was
that
like,
even
I'm
mean?
chump change. This lady's making $200 on my watch.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's like $150,000 Patek Philippe's. And I feel like I'm special, and I'm like sitting in a corner somewhere, and I'm like, this is nothing. But
You're
anyway,
special.
those are my project updates. All right,
Back
so
on.
Robert, what'd you do for project updates this week?
I moved my Camaro over to our dealership, and I'm processing it to sell it. That's basically it. I guess the only other update is that really special BMW that we have. We have it over at a shop, and they finished installing all the trim this afternoon.
The blue one?
Yeah, they got the stuff on back order. There's another little piece that we got.
Oh,
on back
are you buying trim pieces? Or
Yeah,
something?
there's a couple of trim pieces that were just kind of a little bit washed out. And,
So is it back home now, or
No, it's still over there.
is it in Auto House? Or?
Yeah. Auto House is doing it, and
They do a really good job of
it
hiding it.
should be done tomorrow, which is
I've
great.
driven past there a couple times for just work,
Yeah,
and I haven't seen it at all.
really.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
they do a really good job at like.
I had a cover with it because I wanted
It's
it to
probably
be covered, and I also asked if it could be in the garage as much as possible.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So there's that. I'm doing the proportioning valve on the Chevy Sprint Turbo, and then selling that.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay. No.
You're selling the Chevy Sprint Turbo?
Yeah,
How much do you want?
8,000. Yeah.
Oh God. Really?
It's basically a brand new engine, right?
Yeah, and suspension.
Yeah.
Will you take it on credit?
Yeah, sure. We can take credit payments to the dealership. Yeah,
0% interest.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, this is
For
on
you,
sale.
for
friends.
friends.
Yeah, we'll talk about this later.
Can I come by and see it?
Sure.
All right.
And then the E30, I'd also really love to sell.
It's
This-
white, isn't it?
Yep,
The Chevy is white. Yeah. It's
Dang it.
white with red strips.
Dang it.
I know a guy.
No, there's a red one for sale right now, right?
I know, but I don't want the red one.
This is Tatsuya's old car. I thought you wanted the red one.
No,
We'll talk
I
about
want
this
the
later.
white one.
Oh,
talking-
then buy mine.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
It,
great.
it would fit really good with your GTI.
I mean, dude, it's like you just. It's very rare that you find like one
Can
that's
you
actually
keep
running.
a hold of it for like a couple of months so I can slowly?
Yeah,
Here's
if
the
you,
thing.
if you think
Here's-
you'll actually buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
sure.
here's the thing: like right now, there's currently one for sale, which we'll be talking about in a minute.
Okay.
The market for Chevy Sprint Turbos is so small; it would be in his best interest not to probably list it for sale right now, anyway, until that one was gone.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
So you have some time.
But he knows me. He knows where I live, and he'd
Yeah.
break my kneecaps if I.
We can hire some hitmen.
Yeah, I mean, the
to-
weird thing about that world is it's like 99.99% of Chevy Sprint Turbos that you can find for sale everywhere online are like, they have like an A-pillar and a seat. And that's the whole car.
They're in a
Yeah,
you know,
field.
like, and they're in a field, and they have no drivetrain, they have no engine, they have nothing. You know,
They've
The
returned to the
difficulty is that the first time I ever experienced a Chevy Sprint Turbo, never even realizing that
well, that
this
was
car
with you, me, and
existed.
Taz, right, on
was,
PCR.
Yeah, it was in a Breakfast Club rally. And
In that car.
People still talk to me about the fact that we shoved
Three people in this car.
This exact car.
In this
yeah,
exact
that's-
exact
This
car.
exact car. No, that car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
You
in
were-
the
you were in
passenger
this-
seat.
this exact-
Taz was
this exact
driving
one.
like an absolute. No, he was
Maniac.
driving.
It's closer to
normally
you
and-
too, by the way. It's
He's driving
it's in
within
fucking Nevada.
the boundary. Well, I mean, I feel like that the crazy thing about this car is
Wait, so this is cars for sale?
yeah.
And it's Tatsuya's old car.
That's Tatsuyo's old car that we went into.
which
and
he
it's
sold
being-
like
it's being
3
flipped.
weeks ago. To
How much
the
did
guy.
you want?
But the
it's being
guy's
flipped
hardly flipping it.
8,300.
He's hardly flipping it for much because I think he sold it for like 7,500.
Yeah. Anyway,
right,
let's
sorry.
talk about this later because this is one of my marketplace finds.
Okay, sorry.
But anyway, yeah. I forgot you had that car. To be honest.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it since you bought it.
Yeah, it just
But-
gets moved around.
Yeah.
Well, you're
kind
gonna
of
need
like-
it.
it's kinda like a
if I
shop
do end
car.
up buying it from you, you are gonna need to keep it for like.
It is good though. I drove it. It's like it feels really nice.
It's
only
not
thing
that.
that-
It's
the
the fact that
the
I have
only-
a New Year's resolution that I'm not buying any new cars this year with my wife. So we need to kind of like
We're gonna have a
Well,
shop
if
in
you sell a
Concord.
car and buy a car, does it count as buying a car?
Yeah, but I'm not selling anything.
There's a place 30 miles away that you'll have ownership of technically.
Yeah, I mean, I have a place I can store it in if you want me to.
We'll figure. We'll.
It'll fit. It'll fit in the
thing it
warehouse.
needs, aside from a proportioning valve, is I think it needs a new trans mount, which I'll just do. But you can kind of feel it and hear it when you get on the power
All right.
under the transmission tunnel.
We'll talk.
Okay.
Ian, what are your project updates?
I think the only project update that I realistically have was the adventure that VJ and I went on last Breakfast Club rally.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Classic. On the Moke.
Yeah, the Moke. I took the Moke out. It was frigid. I woke up like
Well, especially in that car.
7:30.
It's a go-kart.
It was gorgeous though. Like I drove it. Going in, the start point was Cornerstone, Sonoma, right? So beautiful location, beautiful venue. I was going on my house in Napa. Drove. The hills were verdant and green, and there were freaking like hot air balloons taking off.
No way.
And it was like I was in a goddamn music video or something.
Yeah.
And I just drove and had my gloves on, and it was just had a ball. We made it out to Occidental on some really fabulous roads. People were remarking how insane I look driving this thing. It is so. I think VJ was behind me, and he's like, "The fuck are you doing, man?
It's the
Like,
closest.
what are you actually
it's
doing?"
the closest thing that I've seen, which looks like a Flintstones mobile.
Yeah, it's true.
It actually does, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
so,
he's doing 70 in it.
yeah, 70 miles per hour and essentially a bird cage.
It was a star of
Were
the.
there, was it
a
on,
star
was
of
it on the
rally.
BCR page?
Yep.
It was.
It was. I look ridiculous.
God
I've never
damn it.
seen myself.
It's that one, the rally photos.
It's this one, but I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not logged in.
Okay.
I've
Just
never.
log in.
I don't know if I can log in. I don't
Just
think we have.
make
it.
sure your-
Password saved.
I'm not sure which password it is though. Anyway,
Yeah, this was
Anyway,
the most,
so I've never seen myself in the car from the exterior. And
the only thing holding him down was the seatbelt.
Seatbelts, yeah.
Oh, you
I
got
look
seatbelts
ridiculous.
at least. You probably don't want seatbelts
Finally,
with that
no,
car.
you do. You need it.
Really?
Yeah, if you're going
It's
70
not like
around a corner.
It's not like a,
Look,
vintage Formula One thing where
If-
you kind of want to get out of the car if something happens.
if things go sideways, and
If
things go sideways,
when
and I'm going to crash.
Do you
The way
have
that I look at it
insurance?
is I'm going to be aggressively injured either way. So I'd rather be stuck in the car when I'm going around a corner rather than sliding to the other side of it.
Yeah. It was
but yeah,
life-threatening.
Oh, there it is.
there I am. Look at me. Look at that sad fat man. on
He's just
steel-
coming down a hill, so he is in the air. The car is on the floor.
on steel seats. My spine. I've got cushions now. But long story short, we made it to Occidental. Fantastic day, and fired it up because VJ and I were going to go on an adventure down to Martinez to go see the Cobra Experience and do a couple bits and pieces with them. Pulled out of the parking spot. And I didn't realize that when I hit the key, I didn't hear the fuel pump prime.
It exploded.
And the car just died. And I was like, that's odd. And I kept hitting the starter.
So
and
your
I was
fuel pump died.
It's the electric fuel pump one. So we pulled the pannier cover off of it, whacked it a couple times with a screwdriver that I happened to buy at the Occidental tool store, which those guys were absolute heroes. They were like, yeah, if you guys you got terrible cell service out here if you have AT&T, so if you need to use a phone, we have one for you. They're really solid dudes.
that's nice.
That's nice, yeah.
Went out there, made sure that the fuel pump was working. We drove it back down to Martinez to go do the Cobra
So
Experience.
you called towing, but then 10 minutes after that, the fuel pump ran.
Yeah, the car just decided to work again because it's
And then at that point, you can drive. You don't turn it
just
off.
don't turn it off.
Yeah.
So we make it down to Martinez. It was a youth driving experience, so I was supposed to be
Cool.
teaching kids how to drive the manual.
Yeah.
The fuel
It's so
pump died
cool
again.
they do that.
And so
It died again?
Yeah, it died again.
Oh,
and
while the
all
kids went
it gets even better. It died a couple of times. So
Yeah.
long story short, like a couple of kids got to go through and learn how to drive manual in the Moke, but for the large part, they went with the Cobras and the GT350 as well.
I mean, yeah,
instead.
understandable.
So
I think
fair.
that makes sense.
That evening, I was supposed to come back for a dinner party thing at the museum, but I wasn't going to drive the Moke back. Moke back at like 10 o'clock at night when this thing was going to end. So I was going to go from Martinez back to Napa, get changed, and then go back to Martinez. I make it out of the Cobra Experience parking lot, and I realize that I haven't filled up since the beginning of the BCR, and I'm like, I'm on fumes.
Yeah.
Oh,
My
no.
dumbass makes it into the normal next parking lot. I open, it's like a parking lot near Napa. I open the fuel tank up, pump gas, and I'm like, I wonder if this thing is going to even start now. And I filled it up. Hit the starter again. Didn't hear the fuel pump prime. Damn it! Pull the pannier cover back off. Whack it a couple. Whack the fuel pump with the handle of my screwdriver a couple times. I can't get the damn thing to click. Like I can't get the points to hit.
Yeah.
I sat there. I must have looked like such an idiot because all you can hear is just this like me on the ground next to this car going whack, 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 work you bastard, and just like whacking this thing. And so nothing was working. I ended up having to call the tow truck again. I missed the dinner party. But yeah, it's credit to anyone who's interested in minis. Don't worry.
Don't do it.
The parts are cheap and easily accessible. I had a call that evening, or I placed an order that evening. It was Saturday night for the new fuel pump to come in.
Like 50 quid or something?
Yeah, 50 quid.
Quid.
They shipped it out to me on Monday. It was with me on Wednesday through DHL.
Wow.
Well,
It's overnight,
UK.
overnight
That's pretty
parts
good.
from
Yeah.
Japan. No, from
But yeah,
pretty
that was a good one. Yeah, so VJ and I went on an adventure.
That was a good day. Yeah.
That was a good day.
Did you have an update? Project update?
I got my new pair of driving shoes, which
Or Crocs?
were because like I got a lot of flack for people who noticed that I was driving the Cobra.
He's driving
in Crocs.
Yeah, the Cobra and the Shelby
It was
GT350
one of the original 500 and something GT350s.
and the movie car from Ford vs.
And the
Ferrari.
movie car from Ford versus Ferraris.
Is that?
And he has the audacity to be wearing Crocs.
Yeah, so I made the right decision and bought a fresh pair
More
of exactly
Crocs.
the same Crocs.
At least
Yeah.
you had him in sport mode.
Yeah, it's got these attachment things. So like for an investment advice to go with that, like during summer, just before the summer, it's a good stock to buy Crocs because it usually has an uptick during the summer and then you just sell. So yeah, it's good
Always a
investment.
good
advice.
move.
Wild.
Yep.
Diamond hands.
Yeah, haters gonna hate.
This is consumer advice.
yeah, they're comfortable. Yeah, they work.
Speaking of consumer advice, what should people buy?
So my first marketplace find for the week is a.
That's a great
Oh, get in my
it's-
garage, you pretty
It's sold
thing.
since I put it up, which was like 2 days ago. But so
that's
that's
too bad.
cool. But anyway, it's a repaint of a C114.
Was that its original color?
Wow.
I don't know if it was its original color. He's the will not respond kind of guy.
Is that technically the same color as your old TD?
There's a couple of different versions of the color. I don't
It looks
know.
a little lighter.
It looks like badly, like
One of the will not respond kind of.
Yeah.
yeah. So it's probably not.
That's
but
weird that the guy has the Lucas Electric Skrill badge.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's interesting. But anyway, I've always loved these. I think they're probably fun to
What?
experience.
What engine is it?
280s will have a carbureted dual overhead cam 6-cylinder. So just like
Not
my
all of
wagon,
them.
my
It's the
silver
same
wagon.
as the 280 SL.
yeah.
Is it the same motor?
My 280 SE has
right?
a V8.
Is that the
You
same?
you could have a fuel injected version of that car.
Okay.
This is definitely. I mean, actually, I don't know. It could not be, but I would assume it's.
Remember the 280 also, the later models came with a V8. For the
Yeah, no,
same
this is
V8
definitely
and
not a
300.
V8. Yeah,
Okay.
this is a. It's most likely a carbureted 6-cylinder.
That's right. You don't
Which
have to worry
works
about D-Jet.
fine.
So.
I mean, it's better than my wagon, which was the Motronic fuel injection shit.
Yeah.
So or Bosch stuff.
That's cool.
You drive that and you feel like you're a dictator.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if it's pillarless, but I think it is, and it's
It looks
it's
like
such
it
a good
is.
car, and you don't see them enough. So
No,
that's
no,
my
it's
first
very rarely.
find. My second find is a Chevy Sprint Turbo that
Tazio.
we talked about. My friend Tazio, our friend Tazio, sold it to a guy who is now
not the same
selling it.
steering
Steering
wheel.
looks
Yeah,
different.
he changed the steering wheel.
Yeah.
That's a nice wheel, though.
It is a nice wheel.
He
Yeah, this
cleaned
car for the price is still
It's amazingly well built.
an
Yeah.
incredible buy. I mean,
Yeah.
in labor hours alone, this car probably has
got-
like $20,000
Yeah,
of
it's
labor.
got more power, better brakes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's got
ready for
Geo
track
Metro
day.
brakes, baby.
Yeah.
If that's the upgrade, you
Yeah,
know,
I know.
you're in for a party.
Cammed, great suspension, good brakes, fresh engine.
You have an unfortunate ding here.
I
but
drove
that's
this.
okay.
I actually drove this exact car to and from Car Week last year.
Look at those
I
mini
forgot
lights.
about that.
Those things.
I
are
drove
so
this home
freaking
from
sick.
Car Week last year, and it was amazing.
It sits so good on those mini lights.
Yeah, I mean, he put
a
so
little
much work
bit
into
curious
this.
on the highway doing 75 in it. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tiny little thing. It's kind
perfect.
But it's
feels-
amazing for a tight back road. You can throw it around.
Yeah,
It just
it's epic. It is
I've
epic.
I so
and
I've,
it sounds great in the cabin.
I've
too.
made a decision that realistically the perfect garage is everything sub 100 horsepower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can never go too fast on the highway to cause trouble, but you're going to have a hell of a time on a back road.
Yeah, that's how you win.
Yeah,
Like,
that
you
is win.
Yeah.
Yeah, this car's great. Oh, and updated cooling. These cars don't cool particularly well from the factory because they're like early turbo. They get pretty hot at highway speeds on a hot day. Like when I drove that one back from LA, if I went over like 65 on the highway, and coming up the Grapevine particularly, it got pretty hot. So this car had its cooling redone, which is pretty nice too.
Yeah, I'm sure this
This is
won't
a
take
great
long.
buy if
Yeah.
somebody's looking for a K car type thing.
Yeah, it won't take long for that to be
I
sold.
hope
I think.
it sells. Yeah.
Anyway, Robert, what'd you find? Another Century.
Yeah, another
Yes.
Century. I mean, I know. Didn't I put one up a couple weeks ago?
VJ did.
Or VJ did?
Yeah.
I still want one.
Curtains.
I still really want one. They're just so
Vito and-
cool. I want one to daily, like just for myself.
What's that? Is that like a dinner
It's a
table?
leg rest.
Oh, okay.
This is to put
That's
your
the
legs
pass
on,
through to the so you can.
So that's the passenger
which
seat,
is hilarious to
and you
me.
can
Yeah.
pass.
You
your
can kick
legs.
the driver.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I want one of these just to daily. I don't even need a
The
driver.
bumper,
you know?
chrome bumper is too much. Like
Yeah, the
is
chrome
it-
bumper's a lot. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what these are worth. I don't know if the price is even.
It's
What is it?
priceless.
24.
Is it on air?
It looks really low in the back, doesn't it?
It looks like it should be on air because the rear is like cambered in too.
Yeah. I mean, if it is on air, that's probably not bad. Although I'm sure the suspension on these is pretty phenomenal in the factory.
Those are still on the same.
Are they not
tires.
airbag? Are these cars not air?
I don't
No,
know.
so it's you don't see it, but on one of the features it says air suspension with power high control. So
Oh,
I'm not sure
okay.
if that's stock or if that's something modified.
It's like a Range Rover. You can take it off road and
yeah,
Huh? Yeah, they're so cool.
these are really cool.
I will
These are
own
interesting.
one day.
we have a driver.
No,
No, then you haven't made it.
I can't afford that.
I'm sure
Uber
these are
Black.
great to drive.
Uber black.
There's enough space in the back for like 2 dead bodies and
It's a low power V12, 280 horsepower.
That was a very
V12.
long description. Wow.
Yeah, it goes hell long. You don't see it, but
It's like the
Century.
whole, the
You
you
whole
can almost
Wikipedia article.
tell that Robert puts a lot of thought into this. He didn't even read the description and
Nope. I got it 2 minutes before we started the podcast.
Ian,
Yeah.
you picked 2 of them. The
hell
first one.
yeah, buddy.
Is that a sidecar?
Yeah, that's a sidecar.
boat as a
It's little boat
sidecar?
sidecar.
Oh,
So,
It looks like a coffin.
yeah.
so for those of you who are familiar with the Honda Moto Compo,
Oh my God. I don't think you can call this a Moto Compo.
Honda had come out with an electric.
Look at the exhaust.
Well, hold on. There's a reason. There's a method behind my badness. Also, if you look at the back, they're made out of the exhaust is, and then also the sissy bar on the back of it is made out of 2 wrenches.
No
yeah.
way.
So yeah, the Honda came out with an electric variant of the Moto Compo, which is the
Compacto.
Moto Compacto.
Yeah.
And I placed an order for it as soon as it became available. I was on that.
That was like
list.
last year?
It was at the end of this last year.
Yeah.
But my local Honda dealer decided that they weren't too happy selling things at MSRP, so they canceled my order immediately, and then marked it up $300. I'm hurting for. How can I put this? I want a pit bike for no other reason than I need something just to haul my ass around, like the pits when I go to Thunderhill and things along those. I want something that I can take.
You can put in the trunk of your car.
So yeah, Facebook Marketplace has my number. They posted this up because at the same time, my wife wants a motorcycle that has a sidecar, so she can ride on the side of it.
I don't think this is your solution.
I just think that it's a combination of the best of both worlds, so that way the little boat.
I wonder
can
what this
hold.
would be like. I would love to see you on this thing.
I think
that's
it's
the other
the-
thing, right? So
any
I think it
human
would
could fit
be.
on
What
this.
does this make? Like 25 horsepower?
it's
No.
yeah, it's a little Coleman whatever
15
mode. Yeah.
horsepower.
This
It's like a
looks like it
lawnmower.
makes maybe 3.
Yeah. So my thought process, right, is that I'm looking for like Honda mini trails and CT70s and things like that because in my mind, nothing's funnier than a fat kid on a small bike. And it's even funnier to see the little boat and then maybe have my corgi in the sidecar or some shit like that.
Good.
Like,
So
you
yeah,
can keep
this
a
is-
child there. Like, it's like the coffin is already ready.
Do not put your child there.
The coffin is ready.
This is consumer advice. Do not put your child in the boat sidecar.
No, it's a ready to go coffin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ready for you.
I see no problem with this. But yeah,
Right.
this is nothing but win. I see this
Yeah.
is nothing but win.
Look at the suspension. Look at that.
Yeah,
Quality.
there is suspension. I mean,
Quality.
an engineer built this.
Whatever
That's a
this is.
ballpoint pen.
No, I got to tell you, the rest of
There's
it.
also suspension right here.
You'll
for some
notice
reason.
that you'll also notice that the banana saddle has suspension as well.
Multiple suspensions.
The banana saddle has suspension too. Yeah. So
look at that.
it's it's a fully fledged out.
Golly.
This is a cruising machine.
Ready to use.
Hell
Ready
yeah.
to rumble.
Yeah. All right. What's this other find? I can't imagine it's any better.
So yeah, going back to my small sub 100 horsepower cars.
Oh, okay. This is cool.
Yeah, right. So
A Mitsubishi Minica.
You were talking shit, but now you're
Now you're
shoes on the
not.
other foot.
Oh, I love this.
I'm winning now.
Dude,
so
what the hell?
I've become, as I said,
Was
really
this sold in America?
no. So just as I was mentioning earlier, like I'm
Nice.
firmly of the belief that the best cars on the planet have sub 100 horsepower, right? Because they. And who does it better than the Japanese?
2-stroke 360cc engine.
Yeah, so there's this whole world of Japanese K
That's
cars
a V8 motor.
that
Right there.
are out there that we don't even know about. We don't even like look at that. You got a little what is essentially what is probably a Suzuki
the
motorcycle
air cleaner
motor.
is larger than the entire motor.
Yeah, look at that head. It's you got
The
the,
battery
jack
is
there,
too.
a spare tire. You
The
got a
battery
little
probably
golf
weighs
cart
as much
battery.
as the motor.
Dude, this is crazy.
You don't want anything else, man.
I have to zoom in to look at
know-
it.
But look at the interior. I'm just like
Yeah,
go
the
back
interior
to
is
the
pretty
interior
cool.
shot
Interior is pretty cool.
and
Look at the red.
so think about
the
this,
red
right?
Carpet.
This car,
That's not carpet, that's like
this
rubber
car
or
has
something.
like 360 cc's, no power whatsoever. The interior is gorgeous.
It is really.
It is built so fucking well. I guarantee you that thing will just absolutely be a hoot to take around town and just drive and
It's
enjoy.
got a little bit of a cognitive dissonance in the front design and the back design.
Yes,
It doesn't
yeah.
really.
Yeah. The grill doesn't look right on the
That
car.
front end looks like a Honda.
The original Honda
Yeah.
hatchback. Civic
Yeah,
hatchback.
yeah.
But you know what this car does for me is because of I think this should be an example for all of us and all car folks out there, right? Is the fact of the matter is that we like to think that we are very familiar with a lot of cars. What this tells me is that there's so many more cars out there that I have no knowledge about.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I saw this, I went, "What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Never seen anything like it."
Where is this listed?
So this is
Merced.
listed locally.
Merced.
He says he's got a it's currently titled out of like Arizona or something along those lines, but because it's pre-75, you could just bring it in and then register it on the streets. And he has a CA. He's already had a VIN verification done here in California. So
Cool.
yeah, anyone who's interested, there's a whole world of like tiny cars that are out there that are probably just a hoot to just hoon around in and kind of enjoy.
Just
Yeah.
win at life.
And this really makes me happy to be a car person because I learned about a new vehicle today and it was a
Yeah, that's cool.
really exciting time.
It looks like a friend.
Yeah.
It does look like a friend.
You get
It's
in
a
that
column
car and you
shifter.
shape match. Yeah, that's a friendly car.
It's a
Friend
column
shaped
shifter.
car.
VJ's choice. VJ's
Yeah.
choice for the
So
week.
in today's edition of
Do it for Dale.
Do It for Dale, we have a what's that, Joe, on the description?
It is a 2/3 scale NASCAR powered by Yamaha FJ 1200cc engine.
I wonder how much it weighs.
It doesn't.
It lifts up
say.
just like the whole body lifts up just like NASCAR stock car.
That's cool.
Yeah, see,
That is interesting.
scaffolding inside.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now because the F1 season for this year is so predictable. We need to all get into
Wow. Somebody
NASCAR.
put some serious work into this car.
Yeah,
My favorite part of this is the first item in the ad isn't a photo of the car or anything. It's literally a video of the guy doing a pull.
yeah.
Oh yeah. I respect that so much.
Dude, that's what this car is all about.
I bet it's super fun. What's the price? I can't see it.
$7,000.
What? Never mind.
$7,000.
Deals off.
I was
I'm
gonna
not
say
buying.
that seems like a better buy.
Out in Lodi.
Yeah,
Which
it's a
is
cheap way to
east.
die.
Yeah, that's for sure.
No, you're fine.
It has a cage. I mean, I feel like that's probably safer than the Chevy. I don't know how safe that cage is.
It doesn't look very well engineered.
No, it doesn't at all. That looks like the cage. You ever see that? I don't know, it's too sad, but
Yeah.
this guy built a car called Death Cart, and it was based on a Honda, and then he died in it, and he built the cage himself, and it did not perform in a crash.
Right.
Do not trust.
It's like Lancia during the 80s using cardboard.
Yeah. Do not trust
Doesn't look
non-engineered
great.
cages.
But anyway, VJ, you
Just
found
don't
a
crash.
Typhoon.
Yeah, don't crash. Oh, a Typhoon.
Yep.
Cool.
Typhoon.
And for Ian, this is perfectly in cocaine white.
Yeah.
Dude, cocaine white is the color.
This has got Ian.
Everyone
all
needs to have
over
a
it.
cocaine white car at some point.
You roll up, you take this out, right? And you roll up to Radwood.
Yeah.
And you got the pit vipers on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, neon tracksuit. You are a shoo-in
Yeah.
for Raddest
Baller,
Ride.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Like
good
just looking at this car gives me synthwave in my head.
one. Yep.
This tape deck is consistently stuck on Blue Monday by New Order.
Yeah.
Bad photos.
The
but
the
Single
interior
track
looks
only.
the interior looks
Worn. How many miles?
123,000.
That's 123,000.
Is that a really
does the
hard
kicker-
123,000 miles?
rough.
Does that kicker sub and the amp come with the car as well?
That's a good point.
Yeah,
I'd-
looks
I
like
would
it.
The
hate-
asking price is 16 grand.
That looks like a loose box
Yeah,
back there too.
$16,200 is a lot of money for
That's
one of
too much
these.
money.
Well, the GMC, the Typhoon, and the
Cyclone.
Cyclone, those are rare birds. They don't.
I'd rather have a Cyclone though.
You want the pickup?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I,
think
want
it
the,
looks- I think
I
it
want the
looks- I
SUV.
think
I want
the,
two-door
Cyclone
SUV
looks a little better.
with a very loose sub box in the back that's banging around.
And a very
Yeah,
loose
no, you turn
chassis.
hard one time and the whole thing rips apart.
Flies through the
Yeah,
Bodywork.
I'd be surprised. It's in Antioch.
but damn, did Dre hit when it still worked?
That's
That was
a
pretty
trip.
sick. Yeah,
Oh, that's cool. Good find.
Yeah,
great find.
It's again from my domestic market correspondent. It's Brandon Fitzpatrick.
yeah.
All
So
right.
the main topic for this week is the car for the occasion. So essentially, I was at a boba shop with some friends last week and noticed that
You
some
drink
random.
boba? I didn't know that.
I didn't drink boba, but
Yeah.
my friends
I
do.
can't imagine that.
Yeah.
My
yeah.
friends do, so I
He was
went with
tagging
them.
along.
Those are two
Yeah,
parallel lines that never intersect.
yeah. I went with my friends because I wanted to just experience what friendship was like.
How was that?
It was pretty good, honestly.
I've never felt that before.
10 out of 10 for friendship. Negative 1,000 for boba.
The occasion is maybe the real lesson was the friends we made along the way at the boba shop.
But essentially, I saw some like high school kid pull up in like some super ugly Z31.
Dude, you know
like,
he bought it for a deal.
horribly bad with his
16,000
girlfriend.
on Facebook.
Or what I assume was his
was he
girlfriend.
rocking the mullet?
I don't know what he. I didn't pay attention to him. I just paid attention to the car. I was like,
Yeah.
this makes like. I was like, honestly, this makes sense.
Yeah.
For this experience right now. So it got me thinking. I'm like, I wonder what other experiences have the perfect car for them.
It's usually the VQ kids with the TikTok bills.
So you're talking about specifically
shops.
prom
Yeah. Well, so I have 5
Yeah.
different
or
prompts.
some type of occasion.
So we can go.
So why
along
was
the line.
that the occasion for the boba? I guess it's a boba car.
Well, it's a Z30. It's a Z31. So it's a Datsun.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a total. It's the worst one ever created.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, it's just like a car that like a guy always wanted a Z. Like this 15-year-old in Moraga
Yeah, yeah.
wanted a Z. His parents didn't give him one. They got him an Altima. He sold the Altima,
I'm-
and he found this car for the cheapest thing
For
possible.
$700.
He thinks this is the best. Everyone in the car was like, "You bought the wrong car," but he's like loving it. That's what you bring to boba.
I'm
You
down.
bring your-
I'm down for this this thing, and I think we should go through all 5 topics because I
No,
think
we'll
we
do it
all
for
have
sure.
different. But I think that your read on the whole Boba and vibes situation was completely wrong. Thinking the Z31 was like the car for Boba. Like for me, Boba and date is not like Z31 like Japanese POS, right?
I feel like boba and date could be cute in like a R53 convertible mini.
Yeah, that's that.
Like
or
something where it's like a fun occasion.
Any like behemoth Lexus SUV. Because those are what's exclusively parked out in front of the Boba shop that's near my house.
Or a
GX.
Honda CRV.
Yeah, just
white CRV.
Nothing but crossovers and SUVs. Like that's it.
But
like a stock GX 470.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think what you found there is just a unique situation of someone who drives a shit car that really likes mango bobas, and like that was the crossover, right?
Yeah.
So I think,
That's good. Yeah, it makes sense.
Well, I'm just glad you found friends, man. That's
Yeah,
this,
that's really
this
good.
topic. That's great. I'm
I'm
really
glad
proud
you're
of
out
you, man.
there having fun.
But anyway, the first topic that I wanted to go over is you're taking a date to prom. What are you driving? What is the perfect car? Money, no object. What is the perfect car you're driving to prom in your era? So when
Oh, it
you were
has to be a modern car.
when
I
you
went-
when you
when we went to
were in high
prom,
school,
Yeah.
what is your epitome of I'm taking a girl
Oh, yeah,
or
okay.
a guy to
So
prom?
2000s and
No, but it doesn't need to be new. It could be
It
what,
just,
no.
It just
For
means
us,
when
it'd
you
be
put your mindset in your
Like-
16-year-old self.
like what would you think
have
is
loved?
perfect? For
I got two
prom?
answers. So
What
my
are your
first,
first
I drove my family's MG TD to prom both years, which was actually pretty cool because it was like this stupid little tiny silly car, but it was like, you know, it's got the like pre-war bodywork and all the other stuff and the noise, and that was fun. I think if I could have chosen in high school, I would have driven a 300 SL Gullwing to prom. That would have been my
money, no object.
yeah, money no object. Well, but at that time when I was in it was
Probably $500,000 or something.
2015, it would, yeah, I mean you could get them probably around that price, yeah. Yeah, a Gullwing I think would be my go-to cuz they're just so cool. like a black on red Gullwing. Yeah. And like the event of getting out of it at like your prom location just seems so cool.
Yeah, I mean, in high school, I was kind of like much different than I was now, and so I would be picking a modern car, like probably like an M3 or an M5, because
Yeah.
I was a BMW guy. So that'd be the car I would take to prom because it would be impressive looking. But nowadays, I think I would honestly probably pick like a Bentley Arnage convertible or something.
That was my other thought. Was
some
like,
like 90s,
Yeah, like a roller or
in,
something.
like
Yeah.
rose or pink, just some crazy ass like
Yeah.
Bentley drop top,
or a
that,
Corniche or something, or
whatever they're
a
yeah,
Dawn.
even
If
yeah,
you would,
Corniche
you could do
or
a Dawn.
One
Yeah.
of like one of the big stupid expensive convertibles.
Yeah.
would be the one I would choose
Yeah.
for sure.
I feel like I never got to go to prom because I
Womp
didn't go
womp.
to high school here.
It's an alien concept.
Yeah, this is an alien concept. But in my mind, prom should
It's
be.
exactly how the movie's depicted.
I think
Nothing
it would
special.
not be. This car would definitely. It would have to be a car that I don't personally own. It's like Dad's car. My
Yeah.
dad never owned one, but I think you got to roll up in something big and American.
yeah.
I want a
Like a
big
Continental or
fat
something.
Cadillac or a
Yeah.
Lincoln Continental.
Yeah, yeah.
I want
Continental is the one to
Continental
go,
is
yeah.
it, yeah. So
Or
black
like a-
on black
with
on
the
black.
suicide doors.
Like a Duesenberg.
Black on black on black.
Like fucking imagine being
No.
in a
That's next level.
Duesenberg.
That's next level.
So you pull up to prom and you kill 36 people and then you go home and that was work.
Wasn't there a Lincoln convertible that had suicide doors?
Yeah, the
the
Continental.
Continental.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that,
Like a
but
62.
I don't want to drive the car.
Yeah,
I want
you
my-
gotta be driven.
I want my dad to drive me to the prom. I want Dad to drive me to the prom.
Drive you to your girlfriend's house, pick her up.
Yeah, we're gonna pick her up in this with the suicide doors.
Yeah.
I'm opening that suicide door.
It's the same
She's
idea
getting
as
in.
it's the same idea as the 300 SL. Like the event of getting
Yes.
out of that car is so epic.
The thing is that I'm teenage Ian, so I have zero interest.
Continental.
I just want to make out. Like that's the so I want to be driven around, and I want the suicide doors, and I want to show up and for it to be like
Just
an
so
event.
Cool. Yeah, yeah.
Right. So black on black
You
on
could have
black.
doves. You could have the hardtop one with doves coming.
We're
out of it.
listening in my mind in this as well. It's still the 2000s, but we're listening to Prince.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
see that.
Raspberry Beret or something like that. And I want to be. I want it to be an event. So yeah,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is I think you and I are sharing the same thing. It's like,
like
a foreign
that.
concept.
Continental is a great, amazing choice. To the fact that my friend in high school's dad had a Continental that was going to be restored,
Yeah.
and he was restoring it for the sole purpose of my friend to take it to prom.
No way.
Literally, and it didn't get finished.
No.
And he still talks to me. Maybe you're listening to this, but he's still talking to me about to this day about how he never got to drive this Continental with the suicide doors, black on black. It was like
See,
the
I'm
perfect,
telling you.
Continental.
You're talking about murdering kids or people, like 37 people, and putting them in the trunk or something.
Lincoln Continental.
Continental, man.
Yeah, your driver drops you off at prom, and he goes and does, your driver, your dad, drops you off at prom, and then he goes and does his work for the night, and then comes to pick you up afterwards with like 7 bodies in the back.
Yeah. Your date never knows a thing.
Yeah.
BJ, if you were
What's that
to pick
Yeah,
one,
BJ, what's going on, man?
Yeah, like so when I was so yeah, this is an alien concept to me, but I'll try to
You
come
got to
up
put
with
yourself in the mind of an American teenager.
yeah, just watch any,
Oh my
any
God.
stupid 80s movie.
Kelsey, will you please go to prom with me?
Yeah, so like when I was growing up in the 2000s, I thought the coolest car was the Hindustan Ambassador, which was like the prominent
That is a crazy choice.
Wait, what is that?
Hindustan
You're
Hindustan.
gonna see it, and you're gonna go.
Hindustan
No, wait, that is not a.
That is not what you're talking
It looks like a 50s Italian
Yep,
sedan.
you're gonna look at it. Wait for it.
Yeah. I thought this was the coolest car because like
Now look at it and squint, and I want you to see Morris Minor.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's exactly what it is.
It is, yeah.
Because within that period during
Yeah.
in India, they were
Is it
essentially
made out of
pulling-
iron?
Yeah, it's like
And
it's
lead.
essentially a 50s design
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
used until the 2010s.
It's like it's the same as the
Well, it's the Fiat.
Lada.
Yeah, the
Lada's
Lada is a
idiot.
former Fiat design, and
these were like mainly diesels, and like
Were these used by government or something? Or
yeah, they were used by like all the top level government people, and
look at these.
like if someone was rich, they would have this car. So this was like the aspirational thing. It had no AC. There was just a fan that would blow hot air at you. That's it.
That's just
Yeah.
that's luxury in India, though. Is just
Comes with its own cylinder.
You get some air. Cylinder.
you
So
get
this
an
What
air.
is that?
This was like super
It's an
upscale
air
to
cleaner.
me.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this
Weird.
was super
Plastic.
upscale to me, so I would have like chosen the nicest example of this with like super nice
Hell
chrome
yeah.
Wood
plates.
and nice leather.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And probably like a AC.
Air conditioning.
Yeah,
That's a good. I mean, honestly, that's a great.
I mean, it would catch my eye if I were in
Yeah.
high school and somebody
I
pulled
mean,
up in that.
it's
I'd be
perfect.
like,
This is why I
"That's
asked the
interesting."
question, because I knew everyone was gonna have random, completely, totally
yeah,
off.
it had an amazing door closing sound also. So,
Really?
Yeah, because it's super heavy stuff.
Yeah.
It's made out of lead, and
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you
yeah,
got into
it gives you cancer immediately.
yeah, because it was so
steel.
heavy. Like if you got into an accident into it with a smaller car, this would probably win. So yeah.
that's why it was so expensive. Is because it was you're purchasing a vehicle and a life insurance policy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can get through all 4 of the rest of these on time
We'll see.
if we spend that much time on each.
Yeah, we'll
No,
see. We'll see.
we'll run through.
The second one is your ideal cars and coffee cars. So, what car are you pulling up to in Cars and Coffee that would win everything?
McLaren F1.
McLaren F1 would win everything.
Yeah. I also just would love to have a McLaren F1. I'm basic. I'm pretty basic.
Yeah.
Or like a F40 LM that you somehow get road
Yeah,
worthy.
Ferrari F40 or some shape or
Yeah.
other.
Or
Yeah.
like a 962, one of the 3 companies that
Like-
made 962 road cars, you know?
Yeah, something crazy.
Yeah, 40.
F40 for you.
Yeah. 250 GTO or
Oh,
something.
yeah, I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
it's like the basic answer.
Duesenberg.
It's the right answer every time.
Like Type 57 SC Atlante.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
one
yeah,
of 2
yeah,
or
yeah,
one
yeah.
of 3. Like
Anything in Ralph Lauren's
Like a
collection.
Persang, like just show up in a
Persang.
a Persang Bugatti replica. Yeah.
Yeah.
We all have similar, just things that make no sense. They're
Yeah.
crazy. Number 3 is that you're heading to the
Ooh.
city for a night at the opera and a stupid dinner. With wine.
Stupid. So we have a driver.
No, you're just driving
obviously-
home.
that's
Hopefully you're
obviously-
Now
sober.
the question is this San Francisco? Because we're gonna want something armored.
Yeah, you're going to the opera house. in
Okay.
Mexico.
I'm going to drive a 1998 Honda Civic with no windows and a manual transmission.
I want
hopefully.
pre-smashed windows.
no, there's this Fisker Ocean SUV, right? You
Yeah, I
lo-
saw one on the
lower
road. I saw one on the road with dealer plates.
Yeah,
Yeah, same.
you can lower the rear window also, and for the San Francisco mode.
Oh, yeah.
All the windows can be lowered, so everything can be lowered, and you just park it.
Perfect.
funny.
Perfect.
Oh, this is a good question.
Headed to the city for the night to go to the opera. Love the opera. It's a fantastic night. And a stupid dinner with wine.
Honestly, so we have a Rolls Royce Dawn in our collection right now, or in the inventory right now. And after driving that car, the door pull is deep.
There's some problems with it.
The worst part of the car is the door pull feeling, but you get
Very plasticky.
suicide doors, convertible top, unbelievable interior for modern times. I think I would, if I was going to take a modern car that was like really quiet on the road and like really nice, I would take the Dawn. And then you can drop the roof on your way in and like watch the sunset. And then it's really nice and quiet and smooth on the way back.
Yep.
It's just like such an event, you know.
I was gonna go Continental, which is kind of funny.
Nice.
Yeah,
Like I was gonna go like early Continental with like a leather top that would move down.
Yeah.
Even though
What
they're
about like a
probably worth
Maybach,
nothing.
like a Maybach Longilette?
Yeah, that's a crazy answer.
Yeah.
You're talking about Mercedes, that you're gonna get that Mercedes 300 SL. Just
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good one.
I want
That's the one you
Like a
pull up to the
convertible?
front door and
You would win the Opera if you
Yeah.
were in a 300.
yeah,
SL.
you roll up because you're going to the opera, fancy night. You're driving.
it's got to be a black one.
Yeah.
I feel like
No,
too.
no.
Or maybe white.
White.
would work,
I want to.
yeah.
I want to look good showing up to opera or a wedding. Like that's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to take Sean's 3.0 CS. That would be nice.
Oh, that's a good one.
Super classy.
Yeah.
It's a good
But,
San Francisco
but
car.
honestly, I would just take an Uber. Uber Black.
Yeah, because the
And save
thing-
the call to the
let someone
insurance.
else's
The thing
windows
clearly
get smashed.
says wine, so you're drinking afterwards. So
Yeah.
yeah. Don't
No,
drink and
like
drive
I would
kids.
just save the call to the insurance for glass replacement.
Yeah.
Yeah, on that car. Yeah, that would be expensive.
Okay, number 4 is that you're heading to a picnic by the coast.
Ooh.
So what is your perfect car to cruise
It'll
to
be
a picnic?
it'll be a wagon with the tailgate open, and you can just put all the picnic stuff in the back,
Really?
like an old Mercedes wagon type thing,
Oh,
Okay.
with picnic baskets in the back and everything.
a 575 Transamerica. Is that what it's called?
The
Pan
hell is a
America?
575
Pan America.
Transom?
575 Pan America.
575
it
Super
is-
America.
uh,
Super America.
Super America.
575
Super America, right?
The one with the Targa top that
Super
folds.
Duper America.
America.
I just typed in for sale. That's not right.
No,
Oh, okay.
It
Ferrari.
is Super America. It is. Oh,
It is Transamerica. Okay.
No, there is a Super America.
Curious.
The third one.
Yeah, Super
Okay.
America sounds a lot more legit.
But you need
Super
a
America.
wagon to go to the beach, though.
Nah.
Yeah, because where's your picnic?
It
in
has a
this?
trunk. It has a trunk. It has a pretty
To carry
large
all the
trunk.
picnic stuff.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
Just
That would
shop
be
for
cool.
it with the Rolls Royce following
that would be
you.
fun because you get the nice sound.
Okay.
Mm.
That's a good one.
For me, probably. Yeah, so for me, probably a Jag XK 120, 40 or 60.
Yeah,
Pick one. I don't care, but the convertible.
that's fun.
And you actually have like the wicker picnic basket on the trunk.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're wearing a nice hat and you're driving out. But I think for a coastal car, oh my God, look at it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
One day you will.
Was
be
this the
mine.
first car that did 140 miles an hour or something?
Yeah.
The coupe was the fastest car
Yep.
in the world, and it's
But you wouldn't get the coupe. I'd get the convertible. I've desperately wanted
I
one
want
of
to
these.
hand wash this car.
Yeah, I just,
It feels so
it looks
with
like,
Scotch Brite.
yeah, with Scotch Brite.
good. The metal Scotch. Brite.
Yeah, the metal Scotch.
But yeah, I'd do that. It's got perfect trunk space, but you get one of those little sort of parcel mounts for the back trunk. You put the little wicker picnic basket on the back.
This is when Jaguar was like the leading technology.
Yeah.
With everything, like the brakes, the engine,
Yep.
like dual overhead camshaft.
Crazy.
4-valve engines.
To imagine that era.
Yeah.
Joe, what's yours?
I was thinking either it's like an old 300 TD wagon or like a Jeep Grand Wagoneer,
Ooh, Grand Wagoneers.
like with the wood siding.
Yeah.
Could be a good one. It's between those two. I think it would be just as fun either way. That's mine. So for the last one, you're heading to your high school reunion. So what is the perfect car to drive to your high school reunion in?
I'm trying to think of something that's like absurdly valuable, but like very under the radar.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
You know, like not a McLaren F1, like something that's like a $6 million car, but like only one person there will know, or nobody will know.
It would be
you
like
know?
some sort of a race car from the 60s.
Something. Yeah, it doesn't have to be 6 million, but you know what I mean. Like something that's like
I want to
really-
roll up in an original Alpine
A110.
A110.
Oh, that'd
Rally
be
car.
cool.
Yes.
That is a car that you
So-
roll up in. They know it's an old car. No one really knows what the hell it is except one person that's like, holy shit, that's an Alpine. Like, that's,
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm trying to think of something like even less auspicious.
Yeah, it's tough to be
I would
on the
just-
radar.
Duesenberg.
Like, I honestly
yellow.
feel like
Make it yellow. We're going full Great Gatsby on this situation.
That's tough.
You're looking for something understated, but
something that's like a really, really great experience that's like not flashy.
Schumacher F1 car from 2000.
tractor. You just show up
A Lamborghini tractor.
a Lamborghini tractor. You
Honestly-
roll up, people are going to be like, this dude's clearly, he can't even afford a car, but then you're like, dude, that's
Or
a
they're
really
like, holy
expensive
shit, this
fucking-
guy has so many subsidies,
It
it's
don't
crazy.
matter to me.
Cybertruck.
I got $14 million of subsidies this year.
Just watch this is your class
Yeah, that's the
collectively
Sam. That's
rolls
the
their
Sam
eyes.
Walden answer. The Sam Walden answer is my tractor because it was at the front of my garage
Yeah.
when I left my house.
It's understated. Well, I guess it's not understated necessarily, but
No, I
I'll
want
just
something a
take-
little bit more pleasant.
I'll just take my Honda Beat because that's the most.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Joe, what's yours?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
Probably-
still thinking.
What did it was the M5, right? Or the M? Yeah,
The M5 is like just for the common person, just another 5 Series.
But that's the thing, right? Is that the school, the kids that you would have grown up with knew that was your dream car, and then for you to roll in with
Yeah.
your dream car,
Yeah.
that's like, oh man, there
I
you
think
go.
when I think of high school reunion, I think of a car that is clearly expensive, but not so much so that I am like very obviously trying to make myself look fun.
Like in period, it would have been like a Phaeton.
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
a-
I was gonna
like
say
a-
like if it was
like a
2007,
W12
an
AL.
A8, like
I
an
think we're
A8.
thinking about this all wrong. We're thinking
Phaeton
about
would be-
cars. You know what you need to roll up in? Is
Helicopter.
No, fuck off. What you need to roll up in.
Boatmobile.
No, what you need to roll up in is like one of the really top tier Range Rovers. Incredibly understated,
point.
just obscenely understated.
They
'cause
know you don't care because you
because-
lost $100,000 the first day you bought
you
it.
bought it brand new and it is depreciating like a stone. You went there and
You are
lost
so
money.
wealthy that you do
That's-
not care about depreciation.
That's Maserati. That's Maserati.
Yeah, that's Maserati. Yeah, like a Quattroporte. Yeah.
So, but no, you roll up in a Range Rover of some shape, form, or otherwise, but like whatever the highest tier trim is, you've spent $250,000 on your high trim Range Rover that's now worth 80.
Like the 50th anniversary or something
Yeah.
like that.
That's the one you roll up in.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Man, it's tough.
And then you inevitably have to get towed out of the parking
I would
lot
have to
because
do
it's
something.
broken down.
I would have to do a classic car.
Yeah, it had to be something.
Like
that,
I
it
almost
couldn't
think
be
like
new.
a 6.9.
Yeah,
or a
no one would
6.3.
get that. Nobody would get that.
Nobody
They
would
they
know. I
think
mean,
you're
I have
lower
have
class.
2 friends from high school that would maybe understand that.
Nobody.
And they'd be like, that
no,
is
no
so
one in
cool.
my entire school would understand
What's
what a
the
6.9
what's the
is.
BMW that has the flip up headlights?
A series?
Oh, the E31.
E31.
The 850 CSI.
Yeah.
E31 850 CSI.
Yeah,
That would be good. People would be like, "Oh, that's cool. It's an interesting."
it's got a
car."
BMW badge. No one's like, yeah, it's BMW.
and it'd be like pop up. That's
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
Pop up.
Yeah, they're like,
down
"Ooh,
headlights.
yeah, that's fun."
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Good choices.
Okay, what's our scenario?
All right. So the scenario is that you have all joined a gang that steals shit.
That's once again as a gang as opposed to that gives shit back.
Yeah. So
The nonprofit
your
gang.
first job as part of this gang, usually it's to kill someone to be part of the gang, but your first job is to purchase a getaway vehicle. They're giving you $50,000 of cash to purchase.
What year is it? Today?
It's today. $50,000 of cash to buy a vehicle and to outfit it to
Probably
make
has
it
to
easier.
fit like 4 people in it or something like that.
It doesn't. There's no rules. 50 grand. You're buying and modifying a vehicle to be the perfect getaway vehicle. What are you choosing, and what are you going to do to it to make it a better getaway vehicle?
Koenigsegg, is the Regera the
$50,000.
$50,000.
You can buy one mirror for that for
Okay,
Koenigsegg.
I'm probably gonna get a Lotus Carlton.
$50,000.
The worst one in the entire world.
I think you can get one for
But
50.
the clarity is that
If you
is
can
that
go
it has
50,
to
I
be
know a
good
guy who
for
bought one
2
for 50.
years.
Yeah, that won't be good for 2 days.
I think
It'll be good for 2 miles.
E39 M5 is within 50.
You can get a really nice one for
And
that.
there's a video demonstrating how to get away
There's a whole music video.
Yeah, it's Clive Owen's video. Right?
Yeah.
It shows how to get away with an Ethereum.
Yeah. You
that's
can
a good one.
jump through air and stuff.
Yeah, but like a getaway car should be like a car that blends in, right? So
Yeah.
in
I think
California, the car that blends in the best is like a Tesla.
Yeah, I
So-
was thinking a Tesla too.
Yeah.
I think
Exactly.
I'd probably go to an auction, like a wholesale auction, and buy
A
a
cop car.
Crown Vic. Yeah, get
With
a Crown,
like
get a
police
Crown-
one or something.
Yeah, get an
Yeah.
old Crown Vic, and then put like a Hellcat motor in it because you can buy one of those. You can get the Crown Vic for $500 with 7 million miles on it, and then you get a Hellcat motor.
Whole idled.
You just take the whole body off and put it on like some total Oakland special Hellcat.
Which there's like 30 of them probably right now
Yeah,
currently available. Yeah.
I think I'd do that because that'd be super fast. Those are pretty reliable, if you don't run into a building with it.
Like buy a cop car and like make it more powerful so that the cops can't stay with you.
Yeah,
That's
effectively.
it, yeah.
And they're like so easy to miss because they just look so shitty,
It's true.
That or
Wait.
like an actual like decommissioned police vehicle from modern times, which would be a Fusion or something like that.
Or like yeah.
They
Or-
had the what was the Chevy?
They had Chargers. Oh yeah, maybe a Charger. Buy
Oh,
like
what
a
was the
base
V8?
Charger.
What was the other V8? It was a 4-door sedan. Oh, it was
They had Fords and Chevys.
yeah,
Charger,
it was-
right?
No,
No.
there was another one. There was a
The
Chevy,
V6.
and I can't think of what it is, but it was an Australian mark that they brought over here
mean Holden?
specifically for.
Oh, Monero.
It was like a Monaro or something like
Uh-huh.
that. But they
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
used them as police
Those
cars
are the
here in
FBI.
US.
Those are like the FBI cars. Those
Yeah.
are like unmarked. Yeah.
Yep, you can buy them now.
They're like Pontiac GTOs, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just different.
One of
just
those. I just get one of those. Maybe
So-
maybe
so-
not a Crown Vic, but something a little bit more modern, so it actually looks like it
Taurus
could be.
Show SHO.
Yeah, show would be
Taurus
good.
show.
Yeah,
That'd be cool. Yeah.
yeah.
I had to Google it just because I wanted to make sure that I could actually afford it within my budget. So I got two options for this. The first one is I don't know if you guys know that. Yeah, Duesenberg. Lincoln Continental.
They'll never catch us in this one. See?
Put it in second.
Why does this gang exclusively use Tommy guns? That's weird.
Let me do my spark advance.
Hold on one sec.
Operator, I'm being chased by the police. No, one. It's. Did you know you can like fully option out a Ford Transit to have like rally gears in it
Yeah.
and
No
like
way.
the full V8
Yeah.
and Ford Transit van?
Ford Transit Raptor.
Yeah. So
from
like
the factory,
Basically,
you
the
can do that?
modern equivalent of the Econoline. Getaway
exactly,
car.
but you got to remember that the Ford Transit was actually used for ram raids in the 80s
Right.
in the UK, and that's the reason why it was such a. The Ford Transit Supervan is essentially an XK or X was X. It's the XK 220 with a van on top of it. The Transit is the perfect getaway vehicle. The
Yeah.
alternative,
It also blends in.
it blends in perfectly because you just look like
A worker.
So make sure that you have
Get the right
high vis vest.
Get the right tags on the back, so it's got yellow parking.
I
Exactly.
have 1199 foundation license plate.
Perfect,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
The other one that I grabbed, and you're going to want to Google this. I wanted to double check I could actually afford it. Was a Ferret armored car.
Ferret.
Yeah, Ferret
What?
armored.
Ferret.
Yeah, Ferret. Yeah, there you go. So you can buy these.
This is just the GTA answer.
yeah. You can
If
buy
you're
these.
just living in Los Santos on GTA 5, this is your getaway car.
It
is a tank.
So this is a really cool vehicle, right? So this was used by specifically the British military. And it has both, I think it's 4 forward gears and 4
How do you
reverse
get
gears.
away? Oh, this thing goes like 80 miles an hour. doesn't
Yes,
it?
so in both forward and backwards.
Yeah.
So and then you can arm it out.
It goes 80 miles an hour backwards.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's like 6. It's but it's
Wow.
got 4 forward gears and 4 reverse gears.
Well,
And
isn't it just 4 gears and it can do all
It
those
just
gears
flip-
in forward or reverse?
So the cool thing is
it's got like a
you
transfer-
drive it like a normal car. It fits 4 people uncomfortably and can be armed with a 50 cal machine gun. So
50?
I think it's a 50 or whatever it is. It's just
Impressive.
big old gun, old gun on the top.
I mean, it looks like it could be a 50.
So I reckon, you know, it very reliable as hell. Plus, you can
Yeah,
buy these, and
built for war.
I just looked them up, 80 to 90,000 pounds, which is essentially $14,000. You can buy one of these and just
Dude, I just wish you could buy a whole bunch of them.
So I found out the other day.
Yeah.
Did you know that as long as it's demilitarized, you can just buy and register stuff here in California?
Yeah.
Really?
I
makes
didn't know
sense.
that. You can actually buy and register a Ferret armored car on the road, have California plates on it,
No
and just drive
way.
it to McDonald's
Nice.
or
It has
to
turn
Starbucks.
signals.
Dude.
No wipers though.
Wow.
No,
Well, there's
yeah,
no
no
windscreen.
It might have
How
one
do
right
you?
here.
What's your?
Oh.
How do you see out of them?
So
you
you'll
don't
it like a
see.
periscope?
You just go
so
forward.
there's a couple options. So
Use
you'll
an
see some of the
Apple
side
Vision
hatches
Pro.
there around the front of the vehicle. Those
Yeah.
can be opened to be seen out. Periscopes typically go through there, but yeah, it's. I reckon it'd be a
That'd be
neat
cool.
little vehicle. Just
It looks like it disarms its opponents by making them laugh to death.
And look at the very front. You see those? Those are smoke canister grade launchers. No,
Aw.
not those. That's nope. Keep going up to the right, to the right, to the right.
To the right of the.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh.
So those fit.
That'd be
I think
great.
30 mil
Danger
smoke
holes.
smoke canisters.
Smoke calendars.
Smoke calendars.
I
smoke
love
canisters.
me a
Yeah,
smoke calendar.
Mm-mm. So yeah, it's for ease of escape.
Yeah,
you can just smoke
make a
out
big-
the enemy and
big cloud.
the
UN?
cops.
Why is UN on it?
Because freedom, freedom.
Freedom is free.
Nepalese army ferrets.
Yeah.
It's Kommissar.
All right.
This is German.
That's a crazy idea, but I like it.
Ferrets.
Oh, I never claimed it was going to be a good idea. It was just.
No, it is a good idea.
Could you imagine though? Gang rolls up. All right, Ian, your initiation. You have to. We're giving you 50,000.
And you just
like
bring a
fucking
fucking tank.
Fuck it, I bought you a tank.
2 weeks later. All right, what did you brought us? Ta-da!
I mean, how could you not be impressed?
You're the grand master of the entire gang now.
It has to be no camo though. It needs to blend in, so it's just black on black.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more blendy, yeah.
Yeah.
You could surround it with mirrors. In
They'll
every
never see
direction.
it.
I'm just saying it. I mean, if you look at the angular design shape of the Ferret, it kind of looks like a Cybertruck, but it doesn't need to be wiped off every time it hits a bug. So
Deflects radar.
Ferret 1, Cybertruck 0. I'm just saying.
VJ, what's yours?
Yeah, I told you.
Oh, E39.
E39
That's
M5.
right.
Yeah, M5 or like.
But he's now thinking Ferret armored car.
Yeah.
Or like.
Oh, what a
Tesla,
good
yeah.
answer. All right. That was a fun one, guys. Anything else? Any more crazy ideas for getaway cars?
Let us know what your not armored. Let us know what your getaway car would be for your gang that
Possibly
steals
armored.
shit.
Yeah.
$50,000 comment
Gang
below.
that steals shit.
That is the least tough.
I feel like
gang out there.
it'd be cool to like check out Gone in 60 Seconds and see some of the cars in there for inspiration.
Eleanor.
Did you know that if you steal shit, you have to report it on the IRS? To
Yeah.
the
Don't
IRS?
forget to report
Like-
your stolen goods.
Always pay your taxes.
You remember?
it's
You
very important.
remember? In, there's like a DC, like when Joker's like, "Yeah, I'll fuck with Batman all the time, but the IRS, fuck that shit."
You have to report it. Like,
Yeah.
otherwise you'll be charged with evading taxes.
That's and that's how they got oh god,
Half the
Everyone.
people. Everybody.
yeah, like the Italian mafia, right?
Evading taxes.
All right. Thanks for
Consumer
watching.
advice: don't avoid your taxes.
Yes.
And buy a
that's all.
Ferret armored car.
Buy a tank
And if you do, buy a ferret armor.
and go south.
They'll never find you.
Was that actually? Hold on, before we end, you remember that guy that was in Colorado that had like the killdozer? Do you remember
No.
that guy? The story goes that this dude had a exhaust shop in Colorado, and the city cut his shop off from the street because they were putting in factories and stuff. And so essentially, what he did was he armored. It's really not a great story. So we can kind of end it there before this, but. This guy,
The bulldozer rampage.
the bulldozer rampage. So
This guy?
essentially, this guy, he did end up killing himself in the killdozer because he sort of armored himself into it. But yeah, he caused havoc.
He destroyed a bunch of buildings.
Yeah,
and
we don't
stuff.
actually have to. We can cut this part out.
Yeah,
to be
this
honest.
sounds a little sad.
It's sad.
Anyway, thanks so much for watching this week, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.